is designed for beginners, but maybe you've dabbled in AutoCAD before, or perhaps it's just been a while since you've last used it. Either way, this course assumes that you know nothing about AutoCAD, so don't worry about your skill level. Over the course of the next few hours, I'm going to show you how to create CAD drawings from scratch, similar to this one. We'll show you how to edit them, print them, and make digital versions that you can email to clients anywhere on the globe. Throughout this course, I will show you tips and tricks that will help you to be more efficient in AutoCAD. I will demonstrate and explain good CAD practices and methods. Not only will you learn how to draw in CAD, but you will learn how to manage the internal workings of your files. CAD is more than just lines and text. It's also data, some of it geometric and some of it numeric. In this course, you will learn how to draw and how to draw accurately. This course will give you a foundation of skills that you will be able to take along with you into many different design fields. This video will teach you how to start a file from scratch, what tools to use and how to use them, and also where to use them. We will also look at something called blocks that allow you to recreate similar objects over and over again without ever having to redraw them. You will get to learn how to use different editing tools that allow you to change the line work in your drawings. Text and dimensions are also key points in AutoCAD that we're going to cover. I will show you how to manage their many settings so that you can annotate your drawings according to the needs of the project. Each lesson will give you step-by-step instructions on using AutoCAD. They will also show you different approaches that can be taken to get your work done. There are many different ways in AutoCAD to draw, and we will explore as many of them as we possibly can. These are but a few of the topics that we're going to cover in the series, and we're going to get into greater detail for each one. But with the training that you will get from this video, you will be able to make highly organized 2D dimensional drawings in AutoCAD. Good luck, and let's get started. What is AutoCAD? Obviously you have some sort of a concept as to what AutoCAD is or can do, or else you wouldn't be here right now. There are many things that it is and many things that it isn't. AutoCAD has been around since Autodesk first released it in 1982. Back then, it merely drew lines and added single-line text. Today, AutoCAD is a design tool, a drawing tool, and a modeling tool. It is also a database manager. The data it manages can be in many different forms. It could be raw data, points, lines, arcs, blocks, images, and much more. The things that AutoCAD designs, draws, and models are limitless. AutoCAD 2010 is the 24th release or version of AutoCAD and was issued in March of 2009. It added many new features to AutoCAD's abilities. One new feature was freeform modeling. This is a way to freely modify and mold and manipulate three-dimensional objects within AutoCAD. Another major addition was parametrics. These are design parameters that will govern and constrain objects within a two-dimensional drawing to respond in a certain way to other objects. These two topics are way beyond the scope of this tutorial. They are much more advanced in use and in purpose. Right now, we just want to cover the basics so we have a good, strong foundation to draw with. AutoCAD has many advantages to drawing things than drawing by hand does. Many of the advantages it gives you are due to the nature of digital design and to using computers. The data in the drawing files is much more easily edited. AutoCAD can help to generate data, or line work, or models in ways that you would have to input by hand on a board drawing. It also links data from multiple sources and can share it with others. These are the main reasons we use CAD. It allows us to do so much more because we have so much less to do. After all, CAD is an acronym that stands for Computer Aided Design. So what can we make with AutoCAD? Well, we can make anything that needs to be constructed, modified, developed, or illustrated. It's not just for engineers or architects, though admittedly these two groups would be the most common users of AutoCAD. But even textile designers use it. People that design clothing, surveyors, Even the movie makers, special effects artists use AutoCAD. There are way too many uses for AutoCAD for us to list it here. There is a central concept, though, that I would like for you to make sure you understand early on. There are two ways to look at the files that we create in AutoCAD. One is to look at them as drawings. The other is to look at them as data. Both cases are true, both have their place, both are necessary. Most files that we're going to look at in this tutorial will be drawing files, but we'll glimpse at some data files too. Don't assume that data is just a list of names or numbers, because it's more than that. Anything needed for a design purpose is data. The lines that we're going to create in CAD are data. The points that we insert are data. Images we attach, especially aerial photographs, are all data used in our design process. Data can be gotten or retrieved from many different sources. It is important to know what it is and how you need to use that data. These cases will vary from project to project. In the case of an architect, for an example, some of the data required will be site information or lot information. An architect will also need to know the local building code and regulations. These are data. Other data could include the existing conditions of the job site and any building requirements determined by the client. An architect will take this data, insert it into AutoCAD in many different ways. Most of that will be done through drafting techniques. That information will be placed in a data file. Now that the data has been placed into CAD, the architect needs to create a drawing file. A drawing file is there to present the data or the model. It will have title block information, notes, instructions, or other illustrations needed to show how the line work is necessary to display the model that was designed in our data file. Sometimes these two files will be combined into one. Other times they'll be kept separate. It will depend on the scope and the needs of the project. AutoCAD allows you to do that. In a board drawing, the drawing is the data file. They are not kept separate. This is one of the many advantages to using CAD as opposed to manual drawings. When the data changes in the board drawing, you have to change the drawing. In AutoCAD, update the model, all of the drawings are updated. AutoCAD has come a long way from its initial creation in the early 80s. What was once a 2D drafting aid is now a fully fledged 3D modeling design tool. Not everyone has a need for full-out 3D, but we have to start somewhere. Once you have mastered the 2D aspects of AutoCAD 2010, you will be ready to progress into a much larger and more realistic modeling world. Before you can get started using AutoCAD, you have to install it onto your computer. This process is going to take a long time, 20 to 30 minutes on average. It may take a little less, it may take a little more, depending on your computer's settings. To get started, grab the DVD that it came on, put it in your computer, and it should automatically start up. This will be the first screen that you're going to see. Most of the questions they ask you are going to be very obvious, especially if you're doing just a regular install on your one computer. You can get very fancy with what you do in installing AutoCAD, especially when you have multiple users using multiple licenses of AutoCAD on a major network or in a big corporation. But for us, essentially going with all of the default settings